Everybody. We are super excited to have you all. I'm going to introduce everybody here today. First and foremost, he has been referred to as everyone's best friend, Paul Ringon, founder and CEO of Ringon Homes out in South Florida. Paul, tell us a little about yourself for anyone who doesn't know you.
What's up? My name is Paul. I'm the founder of and one of the agents here at Ringon Homes. Been in the industry about 11 years and um, been running with our HomeStack app and excited to see all the new things around the corner. And we've had that for just over a year.
Awesome. Awesome, Paul. We've done a couple really fun things with Paul, as far as webinars and stuff in the past. So I'll be interested to kind of hear what's going on with him. Next up, we have Hilary Saunders, co-founder of Side Real Estate. Hey, Hill, how's it going?
Hello, it's going well. It's so funny because I almost put on Paul's hat today. And I was like, wait a second, no, I'll rep Sisters, Oregon, because that's where I'm from and where I am instead.
Yeah. Yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself, Hilary, for anyone who doesn't know you.
Yeah, so I won't age myself, but you can take Paul's years in the industry and multiply them by 2 and then add a few. Um, yeah, so I'm one of the co-founders of Side, and I am a mom of 3 amazing kids, dog parent as well. Just got back from a run with the dog, so excuse my sweaty appearance. But I absolutely love the customization of the HomeStack feature set, and I'm super excited to learn what Amy, Chris, and Paul have been doing because I have a very unique take on it. But I will say one thing, which is the like-minded entrepreneurial spirit for everyone that's showing up to this webinar is kick-ass. So bravo.
Yes, awesome. Awesome. Next up, we have Chris Winstead of All City Homes out in San Antonio, Texas. Hey, Chris, what's up?
John, what's up, party people? I've been in the business about 6 years. When I moved to San Antonio from Sacramento, California, I wasn't even in the industry. My mentor and our founder, Roy Machado, convinced me to get into real estate because I'm a people person and I like to make friends. So we're here. Love the app. It helps us differentiate from the competition and love to share some secrets.
Yeah, that's interesting, Chris. You're such a natural. Hey, Amy, last and certainly not least, the #1 ranked real estate team in Fredericksburg, Virginia, team leader, Amy Cherry Taylor. Hey, Amy, what's up?
Hey, thank you guys so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit, Amy, about where you're from and your team.
Okay, well, I'm actually a hometown girl, so I have born and raised here in Spotsylvania, which is basically Fredericksburg. So we're about an hour south of DC, an hour north of Richmond. And I've been in business for 22 years. Started Porch and Stable almost a year and a half ago now, and we started doing our app last August.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys have kind of a unique take on it as well, as far as like you have horses and you live on a farm and there's a lot of cool stuff there. I love the uniqueness of this panel and just all the different walks of life that we have here today. Cool. So let's get into it a little bit. As far as the app goes, we're gonna pop up some of the questions we have going on. Rob, let's have it hop in with you too, because I know you wanted to chat a little bit about the panel's, initial motivation to build a custom app with HomeStack and, why even get an app in, 2025.
Yeah, definitely. I think, meeting each of these people, they all had different motives as to like why. Like for Amy, for example, she had an app actually at your old company, Smarter Agent, and we all know that that got dissolved. And she had a void in her tech stack, so she was in the field and she needed something to like share with people. And email really isn't doing it. Web, people don't really like the web forms. So, um, Amy, could you tell us a little about, kind of how this has filled that void and maybe done a little more for you?
Sure. So that was something that the previous company that I had been with had the Smarter Agent app. And so that was something we're bigger listing firm, so we've always done a lot of listings, and having that app on our signs at that point in time was just always such a positive thing and helped us to grow the buyer side, obviously. But one of the gaps I felt like in that particular app was we never received the contact information of those that were reaching out. So it didn't have a great back end, but we still used it, loved it. I felt like it was something that helped differentiate us. So when that dissolved, we'd had a void for a couple of different years. So I had looked into a few different things and just never had the right time or the right technology. And so when this came up, I was ready to jump on it because I'm always looking for something that's going to make us different, something that everybody else isn't doing. We also do a lot of radio, so I knew I was going to really be able to put it on that. There was a lot of different ways that we would be able to put it out there and provide a value and provide a service. And I think that's what it always is trying to set yourself apart by providing value, something that people don't necessarily know that they really want or need until they have it. And obviously people are using all sorts of different apps potentially and things like that, but it's been wonderful for us, and we've really enjoyed it so far.
Yeah, no, it's been a journey. I mean, I've been in the game now 14 years coming in July, and you guys could imagine me in the field, in front of realtors. People still had Blackberries thinking Zillow was going to go out of business. And I'm preaching the dream of like, hey, everything's going mobile. Zillow's going to start dominating search. And it's always refreshing for me, not only to meet Amy and the others here that just get it. It's here, guys. Like, it's not like a dream anymore of like, well, when is it going mobile? Like, the good news is 1% or less of realtors have this. But now you see the copycats kind of coming out in the industry and they're starting to build apps. I mean, they're getting millions in funding to do these things for a reason because the stats are all pointing to mobile. I mean, this shocked me, but an NAR stat showed that even the 77 to 97-year-old demographic is sourcing home search on a mobile device first at this point. So that's a tablet, that's a phone. So, for me, it's refreshing. I've been waiting for a while, and I think people are really starting to understand the value of it all. And we're just happy to be the ones powering your guys' mobile technology.
Cool, cool. So, what pain points in your business led you guys to explore getting a mobile app in the first place? Paul, do you want to fill us in a little on that?
Sir, sorry, I'm muted. I've got the Navy Blue Angels practicing above my office, so it's like a Thunderdome in here. Um,
Cool.
I mean, I don't there may be pain points plural, but number one most annoying thing that I would have our buyers and customers do was send us screenshots of Zillow or Redfin. And I'm like, why? Why? We need to get an app so we can control what they're seeing, make sure that they're integrated with us, and stop going to these consumer sites where they're gonna, they could just love us and leave us as quickly as possible as soon as they hit that inquire for more information button. So it was really to control they were interacting with outside of our circle here, and then also to re-engage people. We do a lot of events in our area, and we're always looking for ways to collaborate, meaning we're jumping on the coattails of an established business, helping promote their business, helping also promote our business. Now there's like horses going across my window. So I'm just like all kinds of ADD right now. But really to take those people, collect their information, and have a few less um, steps to re-engaging with them and just keeping them in our ecosystem.
Yes, I love that ecosystem, right? And I think that's something that, realtors sometimes lose sight of, maybe. It's like you guys are constantly meeting people, but like, how are you actually connecting with them and bringing them into that ecosystem? So Chris, what was it for you as far as those pain points and wanting to kind of pull those people into your app experience?
I mean, I know we all, Paul, you hit the nail on the head, right? Because like they send the screenshots, you can't even copy and paste and then put it into the MLS. Like you have to go back and forth and type this whole thing. But really, like the MLS doesn't look sexy. It sucks for like the home search, and it's not going to integrate with our CRM, right? So just making it easier and more efficient for us to be able to help people, right? It's integrated with Follow Up Boss. We get the notification right away, the speed to lead. We can provide a higher level of service because everything's right there at, our fingertips.
Yeah, I mean, it's the MLS is pretty antiquated and outdated looking, I would say. So I think you hit the nail on the head with that one. Um, yeah, so definitely that it can look like the 90s back in MLS world. Hilary, what about you? Like, what did you first think when, you heard about building a custom real estate app?
You know what's funny is that you just mentioned the 90s. I mean, God love the 90s. We had a lot of fun in the 90s.
I think
Love
we're
the
gonna
90s.
back in a way, so maybe, it's coming full circle.
But anyway, at Side, we've always only partnered with the best of the best in the industry, period, end of story. My goal has always been to elevate the bar on the real estate industry and empower top producers to own their own business. And when HomeStack came out, it was that piece where when you should stay in your lane and do what you're really good at, and realtors have a bit, I mean, no offense, Paul, but definite ADD as far as like, oh, now I'm going to go build this thing and I'm going to go do this thing and I'm going to market this thing. The point is, partner with the best of the best to create what they're good at. And so when Robert and I were talking, I was like, even though I'm not technically full-time in production anymore since I run Side, but I saw the unique ability of this feature set to customize it for my itty bitty tiny small town, because we live in Podunk, middle of Oregon, and wanting to bring it into, the 21st century as far as like mobile first. So I think there's endless possibilities with the customization, which is what really drew me to working with y'all.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. And I think in the world that we're in now, it doesn't even really matter where you live, too. It's like something like an app can kind of connect like all of these lovely people that are on this webinar today from so many different places, whether you live in a small town or like South Florida, like Paul, or huge San Antonio, Texas. It can be such a cool thing to like unify people, even though you are trying to drill down in your market and your business. So let's talk a little bit about the app and how you guys integrate it into your overall marketing strategies, right? Because all of these things make up the larger puzzle that comes into like one marketing strategy. So Amy, how have you guys been using it over in your neck of the woods to tie it in to the other things that you guys do in your marketing?
Well, I also look at the app as a big listing tool. So obviously it has a huge impact on the buy side and what we can do with that, but I also look at it very much from the listing side. So we've incorporated that into our listing presentation. We explain to our sellers that, buyers don't want to call us. They don't even really want to text us because then they're going to have to potentially communicate with us. So this is a way to put that QR code on the sign, which is what we do, and make sure that people can get that information instantaneously. And at that point in time, because they're receiving the information that they're looking for, they're more likely to be willing to communicate with you or reach out through the app. Plus, we're able to kind of capture that information. So we understand what's going on and can hopefully, turn that into a little bit more of an impactful sale. Obviously, on the buy side, we're doing, like I said, a lot of radio, more personal communication, and having those insights come back. When we explain to our buyers how the insights on the app actually will help us assist them with their search, it's not just about us knowing when they're on and the things that we as realtors like to know, but it does give us additional insights that I don't think you necessarily get from the other types of apps that are out there. We know a little bit more. And so now we're starting to see patterns and we're starting to see things that can help us maybe assist them with things that maybe they don't even know that they want to look at yet. So I think as we're communicating with our buyers and really explaining to them the value of the app and how it can assist us with helping them find that right home or maybe find it quicker or, get them into a better situation on the list side, we're also explaining to our sellers who also end up turning into buyers quite often, what it's doing for them. And it's been a big hit for us so far.
I like the transparency. I like that you just tell them you can kind of see everything they're liking and
Well,
favoriting.
I always tell everybody that because we can, and I think that you are probably communicating based off of some of that. So I want to make sure that they understand that, hey, when you pop on, I'm not going to bother you all the time or anything like that, but it will notify us if you're looking for certain things or what. I've not had any negative feedback on that whatsoever. It's more just like, hey, this is a tool for us to be able to help you. And I don't even think a lot of people necessarily are paying attention to that part. But I think when we're explaining it to them that we can definitely help them a little bit better, then as a buyer, why wouldn't you necessarily want to help your realtor help you?
Exactly. I love that positioning. I love that positioning. That's awesome. So, Paul, for you, I know that you are very meticulous about the look and feel of your marketing. How do you incorporate the app in your overall branding and marketing strategy? Buyers, sellers.
Uh, so this could be a very long-winded answer, but I'm actually working
Uh-oh.
on an
Uh-oh.
email going out right now that
Love it.
that is actually going out to about 1,000 people that we've connected with through one of our events. We're actually promoting one of the coffee shops events, and we're using our app to engage and we're actually uploading the people's contact information into HomeStack, so the account's already created, and now we're going to track down those to see who actually downloads the app, and then we're also going to pull a raffle and offer them a nice prize to the coffee shop, which we're paying for. So again, it's all cyclical with the way we engage with our collaborations in the community. And then as far as marketing, we've been pushing that out there to people outside of our immediate orbit as well, just to honestly, because we're a boutique brokerage, even though we're networked with Side and have access to a lot of the top agents and hundreds of other brokerages, locally, I don't want to look like a dude that's just on a corner with like a boutique brokerage. I want to appear in a nice middle ground between big box and boutique. So that is allowing people, or at least giving the perception of that we're a bigger player and a little bit more technologically advanced than like the other boutiques down the street.
Yes, yes. So how does having the app make you look a little bit more, high end tech concierge, like on top of your game? I love that.
Yeah, I
Um,
actually had a client like be say something, and they're in that tech world. They're in the VC world, so they invest in different companies all the time, and they know we're a boutique and that we've been around for just over 3 years. So he's like, "Whoa, that's huge! Congratulations to that!" And
Aw.
of course, HomeStack did a lot of the heavy lifting there, but it was just cool to have that type of feedback from someone who understands that world.
I
That's
mean,
awesome, that's awesome, and I wanna unpack a little bit with all of you guys. I know Paul does a lot of these community events. I think maybe you said you guys do, like, 10 a year, roughly, something around that. And I know Chris, he says be like the heart of your community. So, actually, Chris, can you break down a little bit about just the importance in real estate overall, about why it's important in, getting to dominate your local market, to become a part of your community and do events and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to wear a t-shirt that says "Ask me about real estate" or have my name tag upside down on purpose. So then, when I'm shopping at the grocery store, someone says, "Oh, hey, that's upside down," and then because that's what they teach you at the big box brokerages to like do these weird things, and I don't want to be that dude, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I just want to be myself, right? So I consider myself, and I am still continuously running to be the mayor of my neighborhood. Right? Like whenever people see me, they know to ask me about a house if they have a question, right? I'm the real estate dude in my neighborhood and in my community. So like because of course, know you, like you, trust you. Do they know you, like you, like do they know you as the guy that's always asking, do you want to buy, sell, or invest? Or is it the guy that can answer the question and has the resources to be able to help you out and benefit you? Because like we can design our neighborhoods. Like if we market the homes right, we can help our neighbors get more money for their homes and not do a disservice by marketing them incorrectly and insufficiently, and they get less and then bringing down the home values of the neighborhood, right? So, I mean, I want to work with people that I like and I know. My barber, I love him. I like him. He does a great job. I think so. Appreciate you, Jonay. But like, I want the to be the same like tool. Like, if they need something and any information about real estate, they should think of me. Like, I have a screwdriver in the garage and I don't bring it out until I need it. But when they need it, I want them to think of me.
Yeah, and I love that, and I feel that authenticity from you. I do not feel the upside down name tag guy from you at all. So, no, no, but that's awesome. That's awesome. And then, um, Paul, tell us a little bit just about like the importance of these events that you guys do. And I know you said you tied the app in and that, but just for anyone who might not know how to become a part of their community, like what are like some of like the first steps you can take even on a small scale?
I think one of my colleagues uses the phrase, and I wish I had been the cool guy that came up with it, but it's less corporate, more connected. So that is a mirror of what we call it our core four are, and it's creativity, connection, collaboration, and connection. So if you're leading with that, like who are the locally established businesses that exist in your community that you want that are cool, aligned with your values. Like Wells Coffee is the brand that we partner with a lot, as well as Tropical Run Crew. Like, do they care about their aesthetic? Do they care about their branding? Do they care about the people that they bring together and that they serve? Because if they don't, then we don't want to partner with them. So I'd say the first step is making sure that their values align with yours. If you're a dick and that's part of being like that's part of your value proposition, then find a shop owner who's a dick. It's going to work out really nicely. But for
Love that.
us, it's like,
All the jerks in the world.
are you non-jerk? And then from there, it's finding a way that how can we incorporate ourselves with your business and collaborate, and also benefit your business, because we don't want to feel like we're just taking. How is it give and take, and how can we mutually help each other succeed? And then I need another cup of coffee. I can't I don't know where the words are here. And you guys are on the West Coast, so I guess I have no excuse. But and then also coming across and communicating in a way where it doesn't seem to the public or consumers or people that don't know you that you've got some like evil ulterior motive.
Yeah, yeah, because that can be like the realtor vibe, right? And so,
Yeah.
old school, like somebody just said, Chris, like cracking you up with the upside down name tag thing. Somebody just put that in the comments, but that same vibe, and like kind of getting past that. So I think the app has a lot of different customizations, and I think that something that the app does is it can help you to form these partnerships, right? Because within there, you can add your vendors and your lender and all of your local people. So I think somebody that has done this really, really well also is Hilary, as she was talking about her small little town. So give us a little bit of a background, Hilary, on how you've used the app to kind of incorporate a lot of your vendors and your local resources and kind of how that's worked out.
Yeah, so the non-traditional way of going about it, right?
Surprise, surprise, Hilary's going non-traditional.
I mean, I know, surprise, surprise, right? Like, so my town is about 5,000 people, okay? We're outside of bigger cities and whatnot, but I grew up here, moved out, did the thing in Silicon Valley, and then what are you? Oh, it's Everything Sisters Oregon. There you are, Paul. You can follow me too. Um, but so I moved back in 2020 with the kids, and it just felt like there was a massive disconnect of information. Like there was a Facebook page that people were, putting information from, this shop is having a sale and that shop's having a discount, and oh, the high school football game's tonight. Like it was very disjunctive, if that's the right word to use, but it was very odd. So what I did, rather than having the vendors pay to be in the app, I went to the vendors and invited them to be a part of the app regardless. So I have literally every single business in town in the app, unless I don't like you.
It's very cool. It looks very cool.
So if you're like Paul said, if you're not a nice person, you don't get to be in the app.
But if you see
So,
Hilary around town, people.
yeah, I know. So talk to me offline. But anyway, so I have links to school calendars, events, and I do push notifications for things. Like we have the largest outdoor quilt show in the world. Everybody Google it. It's Sisters Quilt Show. It happens in July. So I'm working with the board of the quilt show to send out push notifications. Like if the taco shop is doing, dollar tacos, or there's water being sold by the kids, my son, on this corner, come get it for $2. That's what I'm doing to all the folks. So non-traditional, small town vibe. It's great.
I love that. I love that. So
Sorry, can I interrupt? Because I'm taking notes. I'm like, oh my God, I need to have, like, I need to be like everything South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, whatever. Like, oh, thanks, Hillary, stealing those ideas.
You got, dude, it's not stealing, it's sharing. I like to share.
Paul's already been talking about a rebrand, so we'll see what happens there.
well, Rob, while you're on, for anyone who might be on today who just doesn't know the importance of push notifications, like break down email, like 10 billion thousand emails that we all get, and we can't even like deal with work and the kids' school, and that like just break down the importance of push notifications, what a push notification is, and why every single realtor should be using them.
Yeah. So push notifications, if you don't know, it's those banners that apps shoot out that kind of look like text messages. Uh, like Rachel was mentioning, email, it's not necessarily going away. It's just getting flooded with junk, things that are important that are flowing into spam folders. With the introduction of AI, now these spam filters are like attacking emails differently. Like I looked at my spam folder the other day and I had 9 clients out of like 25, sections that were in there on page one. And these are people I talk to. So it's not like, they should be in that spam folder. So as a realtor, whether that's marketing to your sphere, generating new opportunities, staying in front of people is important. All of you have invested in different things throughout time, whether that be print, magnets that go on the fridge. I used to sell Cutco knives, so people would engrave their names on the Cutco knives, and like every time you would use it, you'd see your realtor. An app is the ultimate thing because every generation has a smartphone, everyone's addicted to that phone, and you have the opportunity to share the dollar tacos or your listing or an open house or video.
Dude, I
And
think I'm the only person that still uses their Cutco knife from like
yeah,
2007.
and you
It's
haven't
great.
sharpened it since. It's
Did
so
every
good.
person in sales start at Cutco though? They might have.
They recruit early. Yeah, I could go on a whole tangent there, but did it for 6 years. It was fun. Uh, but yeah, the push notification, like think of some of your favorite apps, guys. Some of you may be like Costco, ESPN, Pinterest,
Target.
Instagram, right? Like these companies are feeding you information throughout the day, and your brand has that same opportunity to blend in with these large brands and to not only get information in front of people, which gets them to use it and keeps you top of mind, but there is that emotional connection that can happen, right? Maybe Paul, Hillary, Chris, Amy is promoting a vendor to their clients and their vendor decides to give 20% off of their service. Maybe I don't use that, but I know it's there and I like that. And I know it's coming from my realtor or potential realtor. So when it comes to push notification, guys, there's no privacy law issues. It's all opt-in. You're getting great visibility. It's not an annoying text message, right? You think it's your friend and it's potentially a vendor. So got to do it. If you're not doing it, do it. Do it.
Do it. Let's do it. Let's send out those push notifications. So, like Hillary was saying, or like Paul was saying, like you can send out push notifications to the coffee event. You can send out push notifications. I had a team in Austin, Texas. They were like this hip team, and they were sending out like their Spotify playlist of the month. Like it can be like this really cool way where you're just incorporating like what your thing is, right? Like that cool way to incorporate what your thing is. So let's talk a little bit about as team leaders, ta-da, which you guys all are. How do you teach your agents on your team to incorporate the app into their daily practices, right? Because it's like you get this tool, you roll it out to everybody. Amy, can you speak a little bit to this about how you get your team engaged and excited about it, about the
Sure.
app?
Well, first of all, y'all are awesome. So, you guys have been very much involved in our training. So that's been a huge benefit. So, in helping get the team together and do some of the team training that way. And then for me, it's just been integrating success stories and reminders of why it's important to use it. So, I'll bring it up in sales meetings, or, I'll give updates to my team as far as how many people are using it or how many listings have been downloaded, so that while they're talking to their buyers and sellers, they can let them know how utilized it is. Because when people know that something is really working, then they want to find it as well. So, and this kind of goes back to one of the things you guys touched on earlier to me as far as elevating brand. And then I'll go back to that. I just wanted to mention this. When you let people know that they can find it on iTunes or Google Play or what have you, that immediately elevates, in my opinion, their view of what you're doing, because they understand that's legitimate. That's where they're going to download their apps. So you're not just saying, oh, let me text you this thing, and they don't necessarily know that it is really legitimate. And that's one of those things that when Paul was talking about that earlier, about kind of being between that big box and the boutique, when you mention that right off the bat, I think helps elevate it. So to me, it's just reminding the team, it's giving them success stories. Or if I see somebody that has signed on and it's maybe a joint client of ours or what have you, I'll message my, one of my buyer's agents or whomever and say, hey, so-and-so just signed on. Or if I see that somebody's using it a lot, I don't want to just assume that maybe they're necessarily seeing the same thing. So I'll reach out to them. And it's just, I think, a continual kind of training as far as the legitimacy of it and how it's going to provide value back to their individual business and their clients. And that's worked great. But you guys have been amazing. I mean, there hasn't been a time where we haven't messaged and you guys don't get right back, or give us ideas, or help train my admin staff to help train them, or just the team in general.
Thank you. We do pride ourselves on like real life training, because it's like anything in real estate. It's like continuing education is what works. It's always worked, and that's kind of what you kind of have to keep doing with real estate agents and teams. But that I do think that legitimacy of the app being in both app stores goes pretty far, as far as branding yourself, especially if you're starting a new team or a new brokerage. You're like, we have an app, it's in the app stores, and people are like, whoa. That's very, very cool. So, as far as also introducing it to clients or prospects out in the field, how does this help your agents when they're out in the field? We'll pass this one to Chris.
Well, yeah, like, okay, we have to compete. We have to outshine. We have to outperform the competition, right? So, I mean, your broker is going to provide a certain stack of resources for you. Like us, we already know it's a lot. It's great. It's awesome, right? And then your team leader has to also add another layer to that, right? So there's layers and layers of resources, right? So we use this as a resource for the agents because we want to get that speed. We want to be able to communicate with the people as efficiently and effectively as possible. We use Follow Up Boss. It's right there. You can see it. Do you want to make your life easier? Do you want to help more people? Do you want to close more deals? Do this, use this. It's standard operating procedure for the team. We have it for you. We're paying for it. It's done. You don't have to do anything else. Just use it. So like there's always either right now business, right? You get a lead, they want to look at something right now, or it's nurturing relationship business. And so, hey, if you want to look at homes right now, here's your password. I'm going to invite you to the app. It's 1234 or Tom is tall, whatever the case may be. Make it kind of silly and funny. But then also if it's a nurture thing, it's like, hey, yeah, we're not looking. We're waiting for 2 more years, then the kids are going to be out of school. Then we're going to downsize. Like, awesome. Hey, heads up anyway. I'm going to set you up on our home search app just in case you're ever around and you see a house you like. You can go ahead and put it in and get the information right away. Because like if they call the sign, the worst thing that is going to happen is like they have to talk to you. And
God
they
forbid.
they don't want to talk to you. Like, does your barber, like, and your nail tech, your esthetician, any kind of service, do you have to call them and book an appointment and wait on hold? Or have you been in a barber's chair where they, hey, I'm going to stop cutting your hair to get new business? Like, no, get Booksy, get some kind of app to where they can schedule it. So it's like, it just makes everything more efficient for everyone involved.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. Your barber's getting a lot of time today.
So,
No, no, I love that. And something that I wanted to go back to also that Amy was saying is that each agent gets real-time notification when their leads and their prospects are searching in the app. Like it's gonna say like Mike is live and online in your app right now, and you're like, ooh, Mike is like searching in my app. Like, should I get in there? Should I send him like a message? Should I, start to like engage with them, right? So I love that. Something that we are announcing today that is a brand new feature that everyone is going to get is called open house mode. This is going to be rolled out to everybody over the next week or so. So we're going to launch it today. Look out for it. It's going to be really, really cool. You have the ability to add people at your open houses. And it's going to start to nurture those customers a little bit. Rob, you want to talk about open house mode a little bit since it's a very exciting new feature?
Very exciting. We've gotten some really good feedback already, and you guys know HomeStack. It's always phase one, then how do we make it better? Phase two, phase three. So phase one is already pretty legit. For those of you with side or other brokerages, maybe you've dissolved your open house tool, or it wasn't working for you. Essentially, you can click on your listing, either pull a QR code that's scannable or a sign-in sheet. So name, number, email. It'll ask if they're working with the realtor. And then essentially once they do this, you're not just capturing the lead, which is a verified phone number. That tag is going into the CRM/backend. So the exact open house, you're not confused as to which is which. In the opportunity, I know I've shared with all of you, like, hey, add open houses, since the beginning, like this is probably the best way to get new business. This just makes it easier to get them in the app. So now it's like, hey, this just sent you a digital flyer of my listing, but if you actually download the app, it's private. It shows you other open houses in the area. You'll get price alerts on this specific listing. And I filled this thing full of resources. If you need a vendor, if you need this, if you need that, it's all in this app because you signed in. It actually already set up your account. So if you want, I can text it to you. It's also in the flyer you just got, but I would just log in to see accurate data that's completely private. So great feature. We've got a lot of cool things coming with like auto nurturing and other things that it's going to do, but excited to roll this out to you guys.
Awesome. Love those in the field. So if anyone has any questions about open house mode, you can pop it into Q&A or like how can I get it or what are the next steps? Just pop it into Q&A and we'll follow up with that.
can I
Also,
add something?
yes, absolutely.
Some open house tools are like cumbersome and what's square footage and bedroom and this and that. Like with the app, you just, where is it? It's this one, open house mode, done. Like you already have to put up the signs, and then change clothes and then the table and this and that. Like it's just makes it so much easier because I mean our life is difficult enough. So thank you for open house mode. Thank you.
I love it. I
You're
love
welcome,
it. Yeah,
Chris.
you got to bake the cookies. You gotta, boil the cinnamon. No, I'm just
Get a
kidding.
haircut.
I love it. I think this is going to be a true game changer in the field for agents, just because I think it came about because every agent was just like, I use it at my open houses to capture information. I use it at my open houses to capture information. And we're like, well, how can we automate it and make it a little bit easier on the agents that are in the field using it for that specific reason? And that was kind of like the light bulb moment of, where open house mode came from. So that's where all of our features come from is like we talk to the agents. We're real people that talk to you guys on a daily basis. We take your feedback and we turn it into new features that can help you more and more. So I think that's super awesome. This is a question that I want to throw out to everybody. Does anyone have a specific awesome app connection story where it has helped you to win a listing, gain with a buyer? I love like just getting some specific stories or maybe just have a really crazy weird one. Amy, do you have any or Paul or we'll kind of just throw it out there?
I mean, I feel like it's definitely I don't have like one single thing in particular, but I know it has assisted in the listings and the things that we're doing. And honestly, more than anything, one of our big success stories is with past clients, because we also, if we're working on prospecting or trying to reach out to people, one of the things that I've been having my buyers agents do is reach back out to your existing clients and let them know that they should have this on their phone, so that when their neighbor goes on the market, they can totally scan it and know exactly what's happening in their neighborhood. They can see all the information. They can use that. If they ever have questions about anybody, for a plumber, an electrician, getting their floor done, a painter, have this app so you can pop in there and here's our list, like here's our recommended people, that we work with all the time. And it's only for our clients and our special, network. And so that has really helped us to get some of our past clients on, because you may or may not know when they're interested in the market. And so certainly you're hopefully staying in touch and they're going to reach back out to you and all that kind of stuff. But it does not hurt to all of a sudden see somebody popping on that you're not expecting to see popping on, and now it's becoming consistent, or now they're looking in a certain area and now you do need to reach out, right? But you can't do that unless you know. So by having those past clients on there, we've had some great success with having some conversations and being able to help out just in general, just being of assistance and being of help, not maybe necessarily selling a house or buying a house, but where their go-to as far as when they need that, hey, who should I call, or what should I do next, or I need some recommendations.
Yes, I love that like awakening the past clients with it, because it's a value add.
It
Like,
is.
why not, right? Like, why not reach out and see what's going on? Because if they're on Zillow or other platforms, you don't know they're searching,
Wow. Mm-mm.
right? Love that. Paul, what do you got?
Um, so a couple things. I don't know if it's like a specific story, but there's one thing that we're doing with our agents to help them engage and to encourage them to engage. I got this from a colleague of mine. They use it as their business card. I don't print business cards for anybody, nor do I encourage it. Like, you have a digital one and you have the app. Send the app as your business card. And if you don't, as one of our agents, if you don't have at least 5 people that download the app or that you create an account for and start engaging with the app every single month, your seat's gone. So like, you want to keep the app and have access to this thing that you essentially don't have to pay for, because we're footing the bill and our vendors are footing the bill. Then you gotta use it. And then I was showing this listing of ours. I think this just is a piece of the puzzle, and doing what we do, showing the house, being professional, blah blah blah. Mention the app. A couple weeks later, I get a call. Hey, you showed this house to us. Really like how you presented. Love what you showed us in the app. I actually don't want to work with the agent that showed me your listing. I also happen to be a broker in New Hampshire, and I also have a referral for you. That was 3 weeks ago, and we're closing on his referral's house in a week and a half. Like, it's just played, obviously how you present yourself, but also he did mention the app. That's why I thought it was cool to incorporate in the story. It just presented really well.
You know what's funny, Rachel, is that Paul's talking and Amy and Chris are taking notes. And meanwhile, I'm literally sending a push notification because my friend who owns
Yeah.
a saloon in town was like, hey, we're having a Cinco de Mayo special. So I'm like, great, I'll send it out
From
right
the
now.
saloon. I got the
It's
picture.
5
great. Like,
days of
it's,
I
Cinco de
love
Mayo.
how this is like also a working session for the panelists. It's like Paul's
Taking a
working
lot of
on
notes.
on an email, Hilary is sending push notifications. But that goes to show like how easy it is to do these things from the app, that you guys are literally, we're doing a webinar, you are panelists and you're marketing yourselves through your app right now. I love this. This is awesome. This is totally awesome.
$20 buckets, inflation.
good beer, dude. You don't know how big the bucket is.
That's true.
True. That is super awesome. So I want to present like one last question to everybody, because I could literally talk to you guys all day. This is so fun. But I do want to leave a little time for, some Q&A from the people who are on right now. Last question for each of you. Can you guys just all share your number one tip for any agents who might be on here, or, somebody about really leveraging this custom real estate app and how it really has helped to differentiate you with your customers. So we can kind of go down the line. Paul, you're already off mute, so we'll start with you.
Honestly, like it's a work in progress because the consumers have been brainwashed, and I have people that I always see them in the app, and then I have clients that I see them in the app, but they're still sending me like, so it's always a kind of a redirection into this. And I've been like, I'm constant over the past, I'm always fine tuning everything here. So now we're also trying to make sure it's just a one-stop resource for everything that is our brand experience and that we think people would need. So again, my mind was blown when Hilary like dropped all these things. I'm like, oh, I could do this. So as we continue to differentiate ourselves for consumers, I think that we're leading with that. We're not saying, oh, download this because you can search for home. Download this because it is a wealth of knowledge and a one-stop shop for resources. And then from a I hate the word recruiting, but from a recruiting standpoint, it's also going back to the small versus big. I had a colleague who I'm like, you would be a perfect fit here. She was at one brokerage, went back to another one, like, oh, I missed the tech. I'm like, girl, we got tech. Like, get over here. So, I consider other agents our potential relationships as well. And I kind of lump them all into there, but we've been using it for both.
Yeah, I love that. I love that from the team lead perspective. Amy, how has your app, what's your one last thing that you want to kind of leave with us about your app and using it for your team and that differentiation for anyone who might be thinking about it?
Well, again, I think it's like anything else, you get out of it what you put into it, but this is something that you will get it back out, right? Like, so if you invest your time and use it, and that's why I was sitting here taking notes with everybody as they're talking, because there are so many more things that we want to do and that you can do. And so I think, like Paul said, it's a work in progress. I think you just have to start. And then I think you have to do one thing at a time to do it really well. And then as you're doing that, kind of build on top of it. But it does set you apart. It does make you different, but it does I think especially when you are looking at things from a boutique perspective and you're trying to be local and you are being, different, right? You're not just being generic and doing what everybody else is doing. This adds to that, but again, it legitimizes everything that you're doing. So, I mean, again, there's so much value from the buyer side, from the listing side, from the community side, from your vendors. That's a value to them. And one of my next things that I really want to work on is getting them to share it with their people, because the more they share it with their networks, the more it benefits them as well. But then it kind of comes back in, and that's not in their wheelhouse. That's not what, a lot of my vendors are not doing that technologically, right? They're amazing at what they do, but the technology part is not part of what their business is. So again, I think that there's so many things that you can do with it. But to me, if you're willing to put the time and the effort into it, then it's going to come back tenfold.
So here's a little tip. Ready? Everybody ready? These are little open, like just a 4x7 card with a QR code that has it both on both sides. And there's 4 motels in town. They each have one. So folks that are coming through town, yeah, see, mind blown. Boom, done. You're welcome. Put your thing on a little QR code and then leave it at the front desk or ask them nicely or whatever, make a deal with them. And then folks that are coming through town, they're going to ask, where do I go to brunch? What do I do? And then they fall in love with your little town. They're like, ooh, where do I look for real estate?
Love it.
Airbnbs too, Hilary.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
In the books at the Airbnbs.
I love that. I love that. I had a team. They were in Florida. So Paul, they made coasters with their QR code on it for all like the snowbirds. And I think it says something like, imagine living here year round, like check out what's for sale. So I love that. That is such a cool idea for the motels, Airbnbs. Love it, love it, love it. So cool, so cool. And a lot of realtors also have Airbnbs too, so it's like a no-brainer. Yes, that's awesome. Okay, Chris, before we do Q&A, what is your one last number one tip for agents to leverage the app, or maybe someone who's considering getting HomeStack? What do you think?
So we're in 5 different markets and we use it a lot for internally for the agents, right? Like open the app and here's all your open house tools. Here's the down payment assistance. Here's what you need for CMAs. Here's the SOP on this. Here's the SOP on that. So, because like what you can have like a Google intranet site or what, but I mean, honestly, every agent has their phone with them. Click the app, hit the 3 buttons on the side that says more, and they have everything they need. And if they have a question, if they ask a question, if they need something, if they've asked you more than twice, throw it in the app. That way, like you're leveraging the technology to save you time and headache. Because like you don't want to babysit anyone. You want to empower the agents to be able to use this tool that we have to help more clients, because our job as agents is to make our clients' lives easier. And then our jobs as either brokers or team leaders is to make the agents' jobs and lives easier. So here's the app, everything that you would ever need, open the app, press more, and it's all right there. So that's my recommendation for sure.
Yes. So, and I don't even know, this is a newer feature that All City has done really, really well, is that as a team lead, you can put in special app resources just for your agents. You could put scripts in there. You could put forms that they might need a form at an open house or anything. It's almost like a mobile intranet. And instead of
Exactly.
doing those like cumbersome Google Drives that like who's sitting at their realtors are never at their computers. Like half my meetings, they're in their cars while we're meeting, while they're eating lunch. Like, so this is a really cool way to provide valuable tools to your agents from the team leads, which is really, really cool. I love that. And if anyone wants more info on that, just drop that in the Q&A too, because that's definitely something that can provide a lot of valuable resources to your team. Super duper cool. Okay, let's open this up to any questions that you guys might have from the panel. I'm going to pop into the Q&A too, because I know Evie's been answering like a ton of questions on the back end. So I'll see if there's anything in here that would be really cool from the group. Okay, cool. So put in anything. I'm just kind of popping in some of the things, even some of the things that might have been answered, popping in here. I know somebody said, Rob, you forgot Tinder. I don't know what that was in reference to, but that was from Joe on there.
Maybe 10 years
Somebody
ago.
said, what'd you say?
Maybe 10 years ago. No,
Old school Rob. Old
move
school
on,
Rob.
move on, move.
Tinder. I love that. Okay, any questions that are coming through? Okay, Nick Maggiano. Hey, Nick. Nick is from a Wakert team. They're super duper cool. I've worked with them a lot. What do you do? What do you put in just for your agents? What are some good examples? All we have in there are resources for the clients. So that's a good one. Chris, what are you guys putting in there more specifically just for the team leads?
Well, let me look here. We got like contact information for all the other agents. We have down payment resources for everybody. Let me see here. Let me go back. Home buyer education. So we do a monthly webinar and in person called Hacking Home Ownership. So if somebody wanted to invite someone to Hacking Home Ownership, they don't have to look in the email and try to find the link and this and that. They just go to the app and they can find the link or the invite for Hacking Home Ownership. We have like home renovation tools like Revive and Free Model at the tip of the fingertips. Three
Very
different tools for CMAs. Like I'll keep going. We got listing presentation options that people want to do. Let's go. Like even the side trainings and the car trainings and the trek trainings, like everything is in here. So like anything that they need that they've asked you about, put it in there. Like, what do you want them to do? Who should they call when? Here's your schedule of who you should call. If there's this problem, like you said, Rachel, scripts. Here's the scripts right here. Like anything and everything. Like I thought I had it figured out. And then here comes Hilary. Like, yo, what? Oh my goodness. So it's like it's really, yeah, she's dropping mics over here, right? So it just depends on your style and what you want to do. But it can adapt and adjust to whatever you want. It just depends on your imagination.
And I don't know if you guys know this either, but you can send push notifications just to your agents.
Mhm.
So like if you guys want to drop a push notification, like click on the agent tag, like, hey guys, we have training later today. If you're not there, you're gonna miss all of this awesome information and this knowledge. It's almost like creating FOMO for the agents too. If you're not using your app, you're gonna be missing out on all this like crazy stuff we're putting in there. So that's great for recruitment, it's great for engagement, it's great for just like keeping everybody on the same page too. That's
Hmm.
super, super cool.
And
Okay, so
and just in case everyone's wondering, it is agent only. So it's that bottom resource section. You don't have to worry about your client seeing it. It's only for your
yes.
agent size.
That's a good one. Somebody said, love the level of FOMO these agents are creating with their app resources, custom push. If you're not on my app, you miss out on the next community event or you're missing out on the best vendors or hotspots in the community. How are they approaching these vendors to be in their app and what type of packages are they offering? Yeah. So for anyone who like maybe Paul, I know you're getting some of your vendors to pay in the app. How do you go about like approaching them?
So happy to share this with everyone once I had, because I was told just get it done, perfect it later. I'm like, perfect it now, get it done after it's perfect. So I'm trying to just get these things out to my vendors in, like, let's use our lenders, for example. There's a lending partner we've been partnered with for 10 years. We're going to give him essentially first right of refusal. You want a whole app buyout, meaning you appear under not just me, but all the anyone that is unassigned as well as on the accounts for any of our agents. Here's the cost. If he doesn't want that, here's the cost for this. And then also, um, if he doesn't take that, then we have a package available to any other lenders that our agents may be working out with. Cause I'm not like you got to use our guy, period, end of story. And with that, we also ask them, how many deals do we need to bring you for this to make sense? So it goes back to the give and take. We want to make sure we are holding up our end of the deal. And we also want to make sure we can say, hey, look, we've got 1,000 people that we've created accounts for, and I just be like, yeah, we got 5 monthly users every single month. It's got to make sense for them. So to provide some of those stats, it's really just a tear sheet to try to create those relationships. And what we don't want is like 5 different painters, 5 different AC companies. We just want to go for the top 1 or 2 options, and ideally it's with people that we have already established relationships with. We don't want to cold call and just start taking money from people that we haven't built a rapport with. And then the other resources question, like, again, going back to work in progress, we're just working on a overall map of all the things that we want to put in there. And that's why I really appreciated what Hilary shared, because we don't want, for us personally, we don't want to just be perceived as only a real estate company. Like, how can it also be cool to just associate yourself with us? So those are the things we're working on putting in the app.
Yeah, I love like not just thinking about the app on a day-to-day basis, but thinking about it as a part of your overall marketing campaign. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
Rachel, we're on the other end when it comes to the vendors and sponsors for the app. Because like, I mean, just like the lead generation platforms do to us, like, hey, pay at closing, right? So it's like, hey, look, we'll put you on the app, and then look at the end of the year for, say it's an inspector. For every inspection that we get to you, right? Can we get $30? Right. So then now that helps fund our end of the year party. Like, so hey, they got 10 inspections, like, yo, that's $300 to help with it. Right. So we'll provide and present the opportunity. And then if and when it bears fruit, hey, can you get us on the back end? Because we know sometimes coming up with marketing funds up front can be tricky. And we don't want to like not help support these small businesses and these people that provide a valuable service to us. So just getting it on the back end helps out like for us.
Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, and I think that exclusivity can be good sometimes too. Like if you're like you're going to be our only electrician. And I think there's different levels too, like lender versus like your neighborhood electrician versus your, favorite coffee shops. You can have different levels of those kind of things
Mhm.
you want to put in there. Like some it's just like I like to bounce around town and put in my favorite cool spots. And then some it's like I'm going to flow a ton of business your way. So obviously those can be, the different levels. Okay, we'll take a couple more questions and then we will have to wrap it up because I know we're going over time, but this is so much fun. Somebody said, I love the app, but my team is struggling a bit to adopt it. What tips do you have to keep engagement up with the agents as team leaders? That's a good one.
Are y'all using Follow Up Boss? Do you have the integration with Follow Up Boss?
Or even if you're not using Follow Up Us, we integrate with pretty much all the
Right.
major CRMs. Yeah, yeah. So that's a good one. It's like legit, the person goes into your app.
Just start threatening to take away a percentage every single week they don't use it.
No, what it could also be like, hey, with this lead source, if you're using the app, you get access to this lead source, or like, because we have to incentivize them. Like, we want to use the carrot instead of the stick, right? Like, we use the leaderboard, and every team meeting, like, hey, this person's first place, this person's second place. Let's go last 30 days. So now people are like, oh, like gamify it. Like how many? And I saw a question, how many users? Like we have 954 users because like we made it a thing of like upload your people.
Hmm.
Like if we don't
Yeah.
present the opportunity for them to use the app, they will never use it. How many people said, no, I don't want to sell my house? And then 3 months later, you call them and it's listed.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
people said, I want a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, single story home? And you're showing them exactly what they said they wanted. But really, at the end of the day, it was a 4-3, 2 story. So, like, using the app lets them actually, like, tell you, not tell you, sorry, show you what they really want. Instead of you wasting time doing 10 showings to figure this out, get them the app and they'll let you know exactly what they want by their activity.
Boom, that's right there. And I don't know if everybody knows this too, who's on today. You guys can do a bulk upload of your users into your app. So say you go into your CRM, whether it's Follow Up Boss or another CRM, you download a CSV of maybe 1,000 of your users, or maybe you want to segment it into like 100, 200 people that you want to follow up with. You can just bulk upload them into your back end. They all get created as users. You might follow up with a phone call or a text. I mean, just like Amy said, you gotta what you're gonna get out what you put into any tool, anything.
It's so easy. You can do it while you're on a webinar.
Yes. I am so happy that we made this also a working session for everyone on here. That's amazing. So I just want you guys to be able to tell everyone where to follow you, find you. If you guys are cool with people reaching out about any questions that you might have, we love to bring this community together in the large but big community of real estate that we have. So Amy, where can people find you, follow you? Instagram, Facebook, where are your hot spots?
Sure. So Instagram is Team ACT Real Estate. And then Facebook, LinkedIn, you can just put in Amy Cherry Taylor and we will pop up both as a team and as me individually.
Awesome. We'll try to link all this too. So Chris, where can people follow you, find you?
Hey, look, right down there at Chris _ Winstead. Hey,
Oh,
that's
that's
a hack too.
hot
And
tip
your
right there,
Zooms,
guys. Change your Zoom name to your handle. Love
it
that.
makes it easy. Hey, our job is to make other people's lives easier. So I made your life easier and you can follow me. It's right there.
Boom. Hot tip right there. Love that. Love that. Okay, Paul, where are we following you and finding you?
Sure. Follow me. Same thing. First, last name at Instagram, Paul Ringon. If you like it, put a Ringon on it. And and you can also find me by downloading the app Realist by Ringon. Realist as in REALEST because we're the realist. And my bot will message you as soon as you log into the app.
Awesome, awesome. And we will also link all of Hilary's information as well. When we post this, we will probably put this on our YouTube and on our training page, and we'll put everybody's information on here. And, I just love doing these panels because it does, connect people in a lot of different ways. And thank you everyone for being on here with us today.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. This was so much fun. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye,
Bye.
homestackers.
See ya.
Bye, side peeps. See ya.